Welcome back, my friends, and you are my friends. Are we all still awake? Let's be brutally honest. I'll bring Kally back. We'll wait for Peter. King.
Sorry,
I know. Look, honestly, it's atrocious. First-year game. Both teams look like they're of milk and honey. I was promised when Paul Lambert was removed. Kally, talk to me.
You'd think you'd been watching a Paul Lambert game. You'd be forgiven for, apart from if you're watching it like me without the comms and you can hear him say, "Tom, Judgy, push, push." Yep, that's the only difference. You can hear our manager talking. Other than that, the way we're setting up, we don't seem to have a clue.
No.
Yeah, I mean, just thankfully that lad for them, Solomon Ottawa or something.
Good
Thankfully, he hasn't got going properly because he could have got a couple of goals or assists by then.
No, look, Coxie. Last week, Freddie said on this show after the Portsmouth game, your front three are just poor in a 4-2-3-1. Is it the same today? Because those front three have they even got on the pitch? Judge, Edwards, and Sears? Because I ain't seen them. I have not seen any of them.
No, without a shadow of a doubt, there's absolutely nothing from them. As soon as we get in the very rare occasion we get in the final third, we just have not got a clue. There's no ideas. There's no, running off the ball, showing for the ball. There's no, he's Paul Cook's supposed to have had a week on the training course,
Has he?
Allegedly. Okay, let me rephrase that. Allegedly, Paul Cook has had time on the thing, but yeah.
Let's get some comments.
Didn't see any difference there now.
No, Mike Baker, our final ball is absolute pony. Some semi-decent positions, but must do better. Joe Dickerson says, you absolute plum preserve. Mike Brown, Sunday, this is primary school football, utter trash. James Yarton, Guv's intro video is higher entertainment than the first half. It often has been this year. Let's be brutally honest. James, so much for a week's training to help us. Victoria Henderson, no filter Yorkshire V. I did see the comment. Where did it go? I've lost it. My apologies. Dennis Edwards, years of neglect coming home to roost. No one is going to go get this shower of shite playing. Well, let's try and break it down a little bit. First of all, let's start front to back. James Norwood, isolated, out of the game. What's your thoughts been on James Norwood first half, Kally?
Norwood's meant to be this lone striker that can play up top, so it doesn't matter. He's showing the form. He's showing the type of player he is, which is, and I'm sorry to say this, he's a League 2 striker, right? An average League 1 striker at best. Couple of points. So he picked up the ball. I think it was like the 7th or 8th minute. We had the ball. He's 35 yards out. Sears is making an overlapping run. What does the idiot do? Oh, I'm gonna do the slowest shot into the goalkeeper. Pointless shot. Could have held it. A player with a bit of a footballing brain would have held that up for 5-10 seconds, played the overlap through to Freddie, and I think Judge was coming on the other side as well. You had options, you give the ball away. A couple of sloppy passes from him, the petulant stuff as well. I know people are going to say when he went through on goal, and I think the keeper went for him, and that was a fair challenge. For me, that was just a fair challenge. Keeper's boot wasn't high. Keeper didn't clash with him or whatever. They both went up for a header. Nor's come off second best. I'm just not convinced, and he needs the people around him.
Yes, that's the key.
Sears is a winger. Well, no.
You see, for me, Coxie, Norwood's not a lone striker. I've never bought into this. Like, he's not fast enough. Like, Daryl Murphy had strength, but he had a bit of pace about him as well. Like, if you're a defender, you had to worry on that first couple of yards. James Norwood ain't worrying no one with any pace. I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there's no threat of a channel run with James Norwood, so you're not worried. But he's not been surrounded enough, is he?
No, he's not exactly Usain Bolt, is he? There's no. He's trying his best. That there is no service to him. No.
So then let's go.
He cannot do that.
So let's go down mid. Go on.
I'm just saying, if there's no service to him, it's the same before, and we've always said, well, as long as Norwood's fit, we'll get goals. He'll find a way to get a goal or whatever.
I think
he's had a couple of chances. I'm not disputing. He might get one goal.
No. Come on, he's starving. If he's a strike, if he's starving out there today, like he's being absolutely starved. That midfield behind him should hang their heads in shame. Because Coxie, talk to me about the three behind him: Edwards, Judge, and Sears. How effective, ineffective? What's your opinion of them in the first half?
I forgot Judge was playing.
Yeah, Edwards, is he really on the pitch? Judge, is he really on the pitch? And other than that chance at the end was Sears. which supposedly got blocked, which is probably our one and only decent chance.
I think there's a great piece of play which happened, which sums up Gwion Edwards at the moment. I think it's around the 20th minute, and they're on the left-hand side. They're trying to play a through ball. Gwion intercepts it. Great interception, right? He runs forward. Then he's got Kane he's got Kane with him. He's got Norwood. Gibson goes with Kane. Gibson goes with Norwood. Norwood's on his bike. Kane Vincent Young goes on the overlap. And the man literally fired at him so hard that there was no chance Kane Vincent Young was going to control it. And it's gone out into the middle and the chance has gone. And I'm thinking, you're meant to be a winger, a midfielder, and your attributes are meant to be passing and crossing and picking out these balls. We said it the other week. Put him back as a right back. Make him cover to KVY. Right, that's probably the only place I see for him in the team. He's not a winger. We're just not a great team, Coxie, are we? We're just poor. If you're listening to the commentary, you won't have heard Cook for the first half, but through the first half, I've heard many times Cook's telling Bishop and Dazelle, discipline. It's hard to say where we're going wrong with that midfield because nobody from Bishop to Dazelle to Edwards to Judge to Sears is playing well, are they? Nobody. Not
at all. No, there's the problem with our midfield has gone back many years. There's no particularly penetrating creativity there. No balance at all. It's just you just go on and on today.
Do you know?
It's just as Mike's saying there. It's just not just from Dazelle. It's another innate game from the whole team, really. So far,
if your name's not McGavin or Gibbs, I wouldn't want you next year. You can all go. Quite frankly, because none of you are good enough. None of you have performed. None of you have stepped up. I don't care how much potential you've got. Look, we are Ipswich Town Football Club. We are dealing with the now. I am not dealing with 5 years' time because 5 years' time, when Dazelle is a wonderful player for Crystal Palace, that ain't going to affect my football team. Okay, hang on, Downs. I'd keep Downs, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is it's a well-stocked position, but not one of them is any good. You're not sitting here thinking, well, you got Hughes, you could come in the team. No, not for me. Excuse, no, not for me. There's nobody. But it's the most well-stocked position we've got at the football club. Make sense of that.
Well, it's just shit, and like you said, no one's put a claim on the team to say, right, I am this player. Downs was commenting about it, never really after his injury that he had earlier on in the season, never really hit the form again. And to be fair, if I'm being fair, I don't think he's really had a great season this year anyway, but he hasn't had the chances. Everyone else, I mean, Gibbs and McGavin, I don't think we've seen enough of them to say that, we should.
No, exactly. So I'd keep them because they're two young players that are progressing. But the players that you expect a lot out of. Andre Dazelle, I've heard for years, Coxie, going to be a great player. This week, one-trick pony. Just get one trick would be just get one thing about you that I'm going to enjoy watching. Be it scoring 25-yard goals or crunching tackles. I'm not seeing nothing from this. I want to shake them all and just shake them into life. Yeah. This should be a performance after a week of training where you know your job, you're eager, you're like a can of tango, ready to fish yourself out and go bang. Fucking someone prod them with a stick.
Yeah, preferably a bloody electrified cattle prod. Like, bloody hell, yeah.
It's just creating the chances, isn't it? And we just it comes back to what we said before. Our front four need to be singing. And I'm not a Norwood fan, but he scored goals, right? So okay. I know where Jack Messenger saying I've got an agenda against him. I don't like the guy. Simple as I think he's a dickhead. Well, that's that, right? He might score goals, but I think he's a dickhead. If he fires us up to Wembley, I said before, I told Toto as well to let him know that if he fires us to Wembley, I'll buy him those Jordan golf shoes that he's always golfing and all the rest of them. Right, no problem there. But it's the same players that are playing when we've played, say, Accrington, and I know it was against 10 men, but you still have to create chances, even against 10. This team at the moment, even if we're playing 9 or 8 men, would struggle to create a chance. Sears on the left is just...
We're bad. We're going to sold the family jewels off. They're sitting inside the bottom 5. They've won, I think, 1 game out of the last 5. We're not playing a good Wigan side here. This is not a side you're thinking, the Ellington, the Roberts era. We're not looking like a side that should be in the playoffs. We're looking like a side that really should be sitting 14th and planning our summer holidays.
Yeah, perhaps that's the mindset of the team at the moment. They're just saying, "Well, we can't do it. We're lost to Portsmouth."
You know,
hopefully we can get a holiday when COVID restrictions are lifted. Perhaps.
Seen a lot of chat that says negativity. All right, so give me something positive, either in the chat or you two here. Give me something positive from that first half that I can take into the second half with a little bit of optimism.
I thought defensively we look okay. I think Toto made a really good
mountain.
He made a really good block. I think one of the fans, I think it's a Bolton fan or the Barnsley fan or whatever, said he signalled him out as one of our better players so far.
Yeah, his block from Will Keane was good.
Was it Will Keane? Yeah,
it definitely was Will Keane. Yeah,
and even in that little piece there as well, everyone else switched off. Like it was a reverse pass. Mm-hmm. Our two kind of defensive midfielder, our centre midfielders, just turned off. I want to pick up Crunch's point there. KVY, massive positive. He's a positive. I wouldn't say massive. I haven't seen him bombing down the wing like we were expecting.
I think I think he dropped some straws he was clutching at. Because, I mean, yeah, it's been positive to see him go through 45, Coxie. But, I mean, it wasn't like he's marauding. I wouldn't call him a marauding right back. And he's making the KVY sort of runs and play that we're used to, right?
From before no, we haven't seen that so far. The only bit I can think of is that chance at the end when he got into the box and slipped it to Freddie, and it was blocked. Perhaps Freddie could have done better, but no, it was blocked. So
positive.
That was a good little play. But our back five, so to speak, looks solid, and that's the positives we can take.
They've not really been tested. Wigan haven't really sort of thrown anything at us. I mean, Toto. Every time I've seen the game, I've obviously been watching it. Toto's been absolutely outstanding. Head and shoulders our best player for me on the field. Yeah. He's won it. He's headed it. He's kicked it. He's put some delightful diagonal balls. And as I say, if you listen to Cookie, he's loving Toto. Toto, great ball! Toto, great ball!
This is why when Cook joined and we were looking at, okay, with KVY coming back or Matheson and how's Chambers going to fit in, I think you're seeing that Toto is Cook's go-to centre-back because he's put Chambers left centre-back rather than Chambers' preferred right centre-back role.
Yeah.
So he has not unsettled Toto at all. He said, well, Chambers, if you want to stay in the team, you got to fit around here, so to speak. And to be fair, I thought Chambers made a decent header early on in the half. Ball coming, and he just had to nick it away. Otherwise, I think Will Keane was at the back post. So it's defensively, but again, defensively, we've been okay all season. So it is that creativity is scoring those goals, even creating the chances, man. And look, like I said, I'm not a Norwood fan, but if he scores 2 goals today, brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
you can't have one without the other. You've got to have the creativity first.
He's like Sean Goater. Feed him and he will score. James Norwood, if you feed him, he will score. The problem is in this team, you're going to get fed nothing.
Food you're going to get fed from.
You're not even getting scraps in this team.
I would take off either Sears or Judge and bring on Harrop on. I thought, Harrop looks tidy and he's meant to be obviously at a higher level, at the championship level, and maybe he can unlock something as well. Or you it's not a game to bring on Scouse at the moment, as much as I like Scouse, but he scores 2 goals in 20 years. It's not.
Well, you only way you bring Scouse on is if you bring Scouse on and you tell Bishop just forget about the other side of the game, just go and be an influence further forward, and you almost play a 4 behind the 1. You have to do something. This is going to need a brave moment from Cook for me, or a bit of brilliance from one of our players. But we need, for me, to win this game. I don't know about you two, but it's going to take something special or something brave from Paul Cook. Which one do you think is going to happen first? Braveness, inspiration, or we're not going to get anything out of this game? Kally?
I think he'll go brave. I'm hoping he'll go brave. This is his first full week he's had a training, so this is Paul Cook's game, so to speak. So I'm hoping we'll go brave.
Something to look out for, Coxie, before you come in on there, is obviously players looking leggy second half. We've heard about the training, heard about what they could and couldn't do. Let's see now how they are in the second half. Will they turn into leggy players? Will their fitness be too much this week? Too much too soon? I don't know. We'll find out second half. But what do you think, Coxie, second half wise?
Wolfenden's on.
I tell you what, that's the braveness I was talking about. When you need something inspirational.
That's the creativity right there. Yes.
Yeah, Kane's off. Kane's off. Wolf's on. Wolf's
Well, that's lack of match, you know.
Wolf's playing right back by the looks of it.
Yeah, you see, for me, Edwards goes right back. You bring on a further forward player. You tell Edwards to obviously be aware of the player you need to mark, but they're not threatening us in that first half. They are in the bottom four. Go and ask them questions. Go and be the problem to them, not the. I'm going to lose it in a minute, but we're back at full time to have your say and these two's lovely people's say. As always, there will be a live link in our chat. We're back at the moment the full-time whistle goes. Coxie, I do apologise, but we're out of time. Until full time, hopefully on the other side of points and points. See you then.
Come on, Town.